We all have had our systems infected by viruses at least once. But do you know what exactly a virus is? So let's learn about it. A computer virus is a program which can replicate itself and spread from one computer to another. This can be understood by taking the analogy of a communicable disease. Computer viruses have derived their name from these viruses only. Let us take the example of viral fever. Its virus can infect a living organism through various media like air, water, vectors, etc. Once it enters the host body, its machinery becomes activated and it starts replicating itself using the resources from host body. Similarly, a computer virus enters the computer through various ways and it usually attaches itself to an executable file. When that file is run, the virus code is run simultaneously. It then starts replicating and infecting a computer.
Viruses can be of many types. Boot sector viruses. They generally hide in the boot sector, either in the bootable disk or the hard drive. They attach themselves to the first part of the hard disk that is read by the computer upon boot up. They are spread rapidly by floppy disks and not on CD-ROMs. Master boot record virus. They are memory-resident viruses that infect disks in the same manner as boot sector viruses. However, it infects the MBR of the system, gets activated when the BIOS activates the master boot code. MBR infectors normally save a legitimate copy of the master boot record in a different location. File infector virus. They infect program files, normally executable codes such as .com, .bat, .exe and .sys files. They can infect other files when an infected program is run from floppy, hard drive or from the network. Many of them are memory resident and infect both the memory and the executable files when they are run. Multi-partied virus. Also known as polypartite virus, they infect both boot records and program files. They are particularly difficult to repair. If the boot area is cleaned but the files are not, the boot area will be reinfected. Macroviruses. A macro is a series of commands and actions that help to automate some tasks, effectively a program but usually quite short and simple. In computing terminology, a macrovirus is a virus that is written in a macro language. That is to say, a language built into a software application such as a word processor. Since some applications, notably but not exclusively, the parts of Microsoft Office allow macro programs to be embedded in documents so that the programs may be run automatically when the document is opened, it provides a distinct mechanism by which viruses can be spread.
Let's take a look at some other common malwares. Apart from computer viruses, there are computer worms, Trojan horses, most rootkits, spyware, dishonest adware and other malicious or unwanted software, including true viruses. What is a worm? A worm is a computer program or code which can spread without any user interaction. And like a computer virus, it does not need to attach itself to an existing program. They are spread through networks such as LAN, WAN and also through the internet. They mostly cause harm to the network by consuming network bandwidth. What is a Trojan horse? A Trojan horse is a malicious software program that hides inside other programs. It enters a computer hidden inside a legitimate program such as a screensaver. Then it puts the codes in the operating system that enables a hacker to access the infected computer. Trojan horses do not usually spread by themselves. They are spread by viruses, worms, or downloaded software. What is a spyware? Spyware can install on your computer without your knowledge. They can change your computer's configuration or collect advertising data and personal information. Spyware can track internet search habits and can also redirect your web browser to a different website that you intended to go to.
Typical observable attributes when a computer is infected by a virus. Assuming that no virus has yet been detected by the computer, there are some attributes that you may observe which indicate the presence of a malware program. Some malware messes with important files that keep your computer running properly that could cause your computer to crash. If your computer crashes when you try to run a specific application or open a particular file, it tells you that something has corrupted the data. If your computer seems to run much more slowly than it used to, it could be the result of a malware as the malicious code begins to drain your computer's processing resources. If you aren't running a resource-heavy application but your computer is very slow, you might have a computer virus. Strange messages indicating that you can't access certain drives on your computer are another sign that something is wrong. In a similar vein, applications that won't run or files that won't open may also be the result of infection. If you notice that file sizes are fluctuating even if you aren't accessing those files, that's another sign of a computer virus. And finally, if you access menus and their appearance is odd or distorted, you could be the victim of a malware attack. How are computers infected by viruses? Accepting without reading. When you accept prompts without knowing anything about them, your computer is on high risk of getting infected by a virus. Opening email attachments. Email addresses can be faked, or you may receive an infected file being attached to email without the sender being aware of it. Not running the latest updates. Without the latest updates, running a program or operating system poses a security risk, and one of the ways your computer becomes infected. Pirating software, music, or movies. Downloading pirated software, music, etc. can expose your computer to malwares, as the files may contain viruses or other malicious software. No antivirus, spyware scanner. Absence of antivirus and spyware scanner means that there is no protection, and hence the computer is on very high risk of getting infected by viruses and other malwares. Downloading infected software. Downloading any software from the internet containing viruses and other malware infects viruses into your computer. Through network. If one computer on a local area network or wireless network is infected, and if the virus is not blocked by a suitable firewall, it will infect every computer on that network. Through removable media. Infected removable media like disks, USB drivers, external hard drivers, floppies, CDs, etc., if not checked by the virus scanners, will infect the computer.
Virus detection tool. Antivirus is a software used to prevent, detect, and remove malware such as computer viruses, worms, Trojan horses, and spyware.
Signature-based detection. It uses the method of comparing the contents of a file to a dictionary of virus signatures. A major limitation of this detection technique is its inability to identify those viruses whose signature is not available in the dictionary. For example, if the signature of a virus is 101010 and if this signature is present in the dictionary of the antivirus, whenever this matches to any file, then it will be considered as a virus. It is possible that some hacker uses crypto software to hide the content of the file. For example, 121212 crypts 101010. Then the antivirus should also include the entries to identify the crypted virus. Heuristic-based detection. This mode of detection helps to detect and remove multiple threats using a single virus definition. In this technique, common areas that all viruses in a family share uniquely are detected and can thus create a single generic signature which are used to match to any virus in the system and thus remove it. We will try to explain this by taking the example of a family and its family tree. Consider the highlighted female from the third generation of the family. Some portions of her DNA will match with her brother, parents, grandparents, uncle and cousins. This is because they belong to one family. Similarly, there is a family of viruses differing a little in their code. The antivirus identifies such viruses belonging to a particular family and removes them. This is heuristics-based detection of viruses. Behavioral detection. This mode of detection observes how the program executes rather than looking for any signatures while execution. This approach looks for suspicious behaviors such as decrypting a malcode and allows the detection of previously undetectable malwares. To understand this, let us take the example of a classroom where we have a serious student and a not so serious student. The teacher observes the behavior of all the students. Then, she identifies the misbehaving one through his or her behavior and throws the person out of the class. Cloud-based detection. Cloud-based detection identifies malware by collecting data from protected computers while analyzing it on the provider's infrastructure instead of performing the analysis locally. This is usually done by capturing the relevant details about the file and the context of its execution on the endpoint and providing them to the cloud engine for processing. The local antivirus agent only needs to perform minimal processing. A cloud-based engine allows individual users of the antivirus tool to benefit from the experiences of the other members of the community. Speeding up the operation of virus detection tools. Firstly, close all applications. Save all the documents, close all applications, and let the scan run its course. Select different scan levels. We need to run deep scans to ensure that there are no viruses on our machine, but if one does not need this, one can select a light, fast scan option. This will speed up the scanning time significantly. Some directories, like those filled with photos you took and transferred right from your digital camera, are very low risk but very big. You can significantly reduce the amount of time your antivirus software is working by excluding these folders. Installed antivirus software running on a single computer system is one method of guarding it against viruses. Some other methods using them can speed up the time taken by the main antivirus on the system to detect viruses. Those methods are cloud antivirus, online scanning, network firewall, and specialist tools. Let's take a look at the various features working at different steps in Quick Heal. Self-protection. Self-protection is used to protect Quick Heal files or folders and registry entries from being tampered by any malware. It is driver-based, hence starts protecting Quick Heal files since the files start extracting into temp folder before complete installation. Browser protection. It prevents the redirection of websites to malicious websites. For example, a website, say thiswebsite.com, is infected with iframe code of another website, then whenever any user visits thiswebsite.com, he will be redirected to that malicious website. This may start downloading some malicious files in the background. This redirection, that is, opening of the malicious site, will be blocked and only the website contents will be displayed. Packer identification. Now, what is a packer? It is a software for creating compressed executables. Setup or installer of any software is the best example of a packed file. Nowadays, many malwares use these packers to pack their malicious files. Quick Heal will identify the packers used in packing the files and will respond according to set actions. What if a user uses a packer for genuine application and its files are getting quarantined? The user can tick the checkboxes so that the same file or another file packed by the same packer should not get quarantined next time. Auto-run protection. It protects your pen drive as well as your PC from auto-run malwares. By enabling the feature, if you connect your pen drive to an infected system containing the infection of autorun.inf, your pen drive will not be infected from these files. You can also protect your system from auto-run malwares coming from CDs or pen drives. Quick Heal uses signature-based and heuristics-based techniques to detect viruses.
Let us see how we can make a virus using a short shell script. Let us assume we have downloaded a file abc.txt from the web. Now we are going to make a virus code which displays the file again and again. Here we are running an infinite loop to read the file. Let's see how it works. This would go on and on up to infinity. You can also create a worm using this concept. Instead of displaying the file, just copy it. So, summing it up, we saw the various ways through which a virus can enter the system, how the computer responds to it, and how a virus detection tool deals with it. We hope that we were able to get you an insight into virus threats and related issues, and how to tackle malware. Thank you.